Get in on the action with Sports Interaction. We got the NBA and NHL conference finals and soon-to-be finals. Are you ready? Baseball in full swing.
Oh, that's what they do in baseball.
Yeah, that's right.
This guy.
Competitive odds, best live and play, and more ways to get into the game. Make your next bet with Sports Interaction. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN or download the app. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. It was announced today that Steve Dangle is leaving Sportsnet, but also that Lionel Messi is going to Inter Miami.
Thanks, Lionel.
Those are on the same level.
Definitely the same thing. And I think his compensation package is so bonkers that you need to hear about it. Like, I don't know if you, our boy Benzema, remember who sent us that that TikTok? He just went to, I believe, a club in the Middle East, and his
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, his payment will be $200 million a year.
That's it?
To play $200 million a year. But Steve, Jesse, can you flash that on the screen so that we can also...
So Adam's hiding the real big news today because Steve's real announcement was that he is indeed buying another kayak.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
According to a meme on the internet.
here's the real, like, here's the problem. The problem.
So fucking stupid. I can't even get over it.
No, it's like it's even real. It looks real. I think that's authentic. I don't even remember making that video, but I must have because it looks so real.
Shout out Twitter user Leaf since 97 who made the meme. I bought another kayak. Steve's announcement video.
Oh my God.
See, yeah, but the conundrum is I quit my job, so I can't afford it. I can't afford the second kayak, and I've fallen on hard times. I'm gonna have to sell my kayak.
Is that? I feel like that would be a lot less joyous.
Yeah. The announcement was actually I have to get rid of my kayak.
Steve. You're drifting way too far away from the bit.
Yeah, that's what the paddle's for.
Okay. Adam, what's next?
Well,
Let's talk a little hockey.
No, I've ever done.
Steve, Steve, I did announce today
Stop laughing. You're an enabler, Maddie.
that after 9 years, she is. She's
You're
enabling
enabling this
Jesse.
behavior.
She's encouraging Jesse. And that's
What did
bad.
I do?
You've done two things today already. Your terrible mix earlier, which is bad. No, stop it. No, you can't. Oh, no music. My God, I hate it.
You like that?
I hate it. So Steve, after 9 years, is leaving Sportsnet. And this is a big, big day. And, you know, obviously we've known about it for a little bit. But Steve, can you posted your video on the Steve Dangle YouTube page. Currently right now on my trending topics in North America, Messi is trending and Congrats Steve is also trending.
I don't think Congrats Messi is trending.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just your name there, Lionel.
So Lionel. So like
Lionel?
you go into
your
it
name, Lionel.
you go into it in the video, but like let's talk about it. You know, you've made this decision. It's a big decision to make because you spent so much time trying to get into Sportsnet. You even outlined that in the book about how like the first guy that interviewed you was like looking at the TV above you and not really paying attention. And when they hired you, you were behind the scenes. Like they didn't want to put you on the air or even on digital.
Thanks for reminding me of that original interview so I can be mad about it.
Yeah, well, you did mention it in the book. But I mean, you worked very, very hard to get in there and work your way up in there. And a lot of people don't really realize that. They just think about cup checks and, dangles or dangets and all that sort of thing. But really, you started off doing what Jesse and I remember as the NHL prep sheet, which was sent to all the market. Can you tell us what the NHL prep sheet was in 2015, I want to say?
Well, I'll go back even further. So, you know, I got the interview from someone who was like a mid-level producer when I was an intern.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 6 years, they were the vice program director or whatever the title was, Dave Cadeau. And
Shout out Dave. We love Dave.
Yeah. And he'd been sort of looking for a way to get me in the door because, you know, they can't just give you jobs. Yeah, here you go. Here's a job.
Yep.
Do something, anything. You got to be able to justify it. So he brings me in for a meeting with Don Collins, who was the program director at the time. And basically, you know, Rogers, I don't know if they didn't publicize this very much, but Rogers spent a lot of money on the NHL rights.
Yep.
Sorry if that's a little inside baseball.
No, I think everybody knows it was what, $12 billion over 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah. So they wanted everyone to talk about the NHL, but not everyone can talk about the NHL because not everyone follows the NHL. So they had me do a prep sheet that had it was like 2 or 3 pages. It was interactive. You could click it. That linked to stories from just around hockey. And the example I always make is the story where Mike Green ran out of the type of stick he likes, and it got written about in a blog. So fans who had gotten signed sticks from him gave him back the sticks so that he could use them, and he actually used them in NHL games. And I think got on the score sheet with
amazing.
Yeah,
with his own autograph stick.
With his own autograph sticks.
Which I would say to the company, just make Mike Green his sticks, man.
Well, or that.
Come on.
Oh yeah, Easton. Yeah, go up against the mighty Easton.
They don't exist.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, so that's why he had to get the stick.
Oh, is that why? The company just shut down. Oh, that's what it was.
They stopped making hockey sticks, right? They stopped.
I don't remember why they stopped making this particular brand.
I think maybe because they hated Mike Green.
Maybe
it was like, screw this guy. We have to stop making this stick.
Screw him.
Can't have 30 goals in a season from a defenseman. What is this?
It's trash.
It's wrong.
So I started doing that, and there was a guy named Dan Tavares, no relation to John, who I worked under at CBC. He made the switch to Sportsnet, and then because he got the prep sheet, he's like, oh, Steve's here. I didn't know we had Steve. Is Steve making videos for us? And someone said no, and he's like, well, that's dumb. Didn't you know that's what he does, basically? So he got me on the content creation side, and that was very helpful because the next year when there was no more prep sheet, they just had me making content full time. And it was, you know, it was awesome. Like there was some guidance and everything, but for the most part, they just sort of let me do whatever content sprang to mind. They put like some parameters on it.
You used to write a lot too.
Wrote a lot. That's how the trade trees started.
Mm-hmm. I remember reading them.
I think the original title was like Maple Leaf Rabbit Hole.
One of my favorite articles, I think, in those early days, because you had like a Dangle blog. First off, every time it got posted on Facebook, and we used to read these comments out and laugh about them, there'd be somebody with Oakley sunglasses from Alberta that just hated it. Hated the fact that you dared to write about, you know, the thing that you know, which is the Leafs. Now, they
hated me.
When
I started there.
There was one article about have the Leafs found a gem in Andrew Nielsen.
Oh, man.
Because he was looking pretty good as a defensive prospect for the Marlies. And another one I really liked is where a young AGM named Kyle Dubas and a very fresh head coach, Sheldon Keefe, are raving about the play of Zach Hyman.
Zach Hyman and
you got
Justin
the quote.
Hall.
And Justin Hall.
Yeah, got the quote. I did I did a bunch of interviews with Leaf prospects the year they were finishing last, and it was regularly like top 5 viewed stuff on the website.
Because it's Leafs.
Yeah, but it's wild because it's like, oh, here's a feature with Tobias Lindbergh.
Who was from the Dion Phaneuf trade with Ottawa?
Yeah.
There it is. Hey, I remember.
The Dangle blog is still up. If you search for it on Google, you can find it on sportsnet.ca, but it is quite broken because I believe they're trying to eliminate the landing page. The last post is from 4 years ago. It's one of your hat picks. And then if you try scrolling, you'll get a couple more articles, but then it kind of breaks.
Oh, and there's my video from Sick Kids.
Yeah, your video, those are the only, there's that one, the Sick Kids, and then another Dang It's. And then it kind of breaks from there. It doesn't really look.
Well.
But that's okay.
You know, it's
going to be gone. It's going to be gone forever soon.
You know, it doesn't break their YouTube channel where you can still find all my stuff. Now, there were some questions about, like, so does that mean the end of this or that or that or that? I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be able to do stuff with NHL footage in it. But, like, we have the whole summer to come up with new ideas. And maybe we do a modification of, like...
I think you should recreate all of the hat picks and dang it's. So we get you on the ice, and each week you get out there with a goalie and you recreate the play instead of using the NHL footage.
And for the saves, I'll just tear my groin. Every week, I'll tear my groin.
Continuously.
We'll spend so much on like physiotherapy, but that's built into the budget, right?
Yeah.
Like how TMZ builds it into the budget that they're going to get sued.
Yeah.
I build it in that I'm going to tear my groin
Each and every week. Trying to make the saves.
Yes.
I like that.
But yeah, we'll find a way to recreate the things you love doing on this
and
network
maybe do something that you didn't even know, right? Like that you're like, oh, hey, I like that.
It'd be
even
crazy.
better.
What about new ideas?
It's no. Let's bring back another movie from the 80s.
Well,
let's redo it.
You never know what's going to stick. Like
Yep.
the reason hat picks are called hat picks is because producer Drew was like, we need a title for this. And I was like, hat picks, because I'm picking the highlight and it's like hat trick. And he's like, that's terrible. And I'm like, I know. Well, we'll use it until we think of a better one. And then people were like, that's terrible, and I enjoy it because it's terrible. Snakes on a plane. Let's go with that.
Like that.
Same thing with dang it's.
We got an email this morning to our general inquiries email, and somebody was really upset because they're like, I'm going to watch a Leafs game with Steve Dangle. Can you please do something with that? And I didn't reply, but I think I can say here that, yeah, there'll be new creative ways you can watch Leafs with Steve.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to call him like I did that one time where he broke his nose.
Yeah.
And then Natalie and I were sitting baked in our chairs, and Steve just did watch a game with Steve Dangle there. Yeah. It was great.
and I'll ruin the outcome of the game for you.
Oh yeah, because my Sportsnet feed, of course, is 30 seconds behind, the actual feed, because that's the way it has to be done.
But not being over there is going to open you up to a whole new host of things. And I think people should be very excited for the new creative ideas and the spins on different content that you can now do that you're over here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And all my stuff's still going to be up there. But yeah, like I had to make a choice here. Like, could I have continued to make stuff for Sportsnet and done SDPN at the same time? Yes. I could have. That's not the life I want to live right now. I'm still open to, other opportunities and stuff. Adam's like, if you get offered like this or that, you should take it. I'm like, shut up.
Well, like, listen, if they say, hey, Steve, you want to come drop it and do a panel on TV, for sure you should do it. Mm-hmm. I think the whole thing is that
SDPN shirt.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. I think the point is, and we encourage everybody to do that. Like CJ works at TSN, like it's not.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And he also writes for North Star. Have you heard about that?
What?
Crazy. I think the encouraging thing here is that the three of us started this company. We want to make sure that obviously in the digital realm we're like doing the things that we should be doing. And one of the things that we got to do the other day that we had never had the chance really to do, except for Jesse being terrible at GMing, is streaming a video game. And we actually have a member of the community his name's Chris, and he worked for a couple of video game developers here in Toronto. And during the pandemic, he's like, screw it, I'm leaving Toronto. And he's been building this game for 7 years. And if you like arcade style hockey, so like NHL 94, or you like Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey, any of those types of games, Chris basically created something like that. But there's a story mode and there's a multiplayer mode, and we've got the actual video up. It's called ODR Hockey Heroes, and you can actually wish list it on Steam right now. But he's going to do a Kickstarting campaign sometime probably this summer or this fall, and we're going to be telling you about it, because actually we've played this. You can go watch us playing it. Look, there's us in a fight.
Yeah, go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SDPN, or just type into your YouTube search bar, the SDP plays ODR Hockey Heroes.
Yeah.
And you'll watch us play it on, we played it after the show on Monday, and it's such a phenomenal game.
It's so much fun. And over the course of the next few weeks too, for anybody that actually wants to try it out, Chris is going to start giving us streaming keys so we can message specific listeners with it, and they can give it a shot and test drive it, because he's still working through some stuff on that.
Join our Discord. Chris is a member of the Discord. He's been in there for a long time. He's always in there taking feedback. We're going to have a separate channel for ODR Hockey Heroes just for everybody to throw out ideas of things you want in this game. You're going to have the opportunity to build this game along with us. So Dangle Navy is a team in the game that you can play.
And
all of us are characters in the game.
Steve and Jesse and I are characters in the game, and we're going to add other SDPN hosts, but we also are going to need help like building names. Like, so somebody came up on our Twitch stream with the name, because he's got a bunch of names that feel like NHL names. So Raymond Pork.
Raymond.
Yeah.
I love that name. Like stuff like that where you're like, okay, that's kind of like NHL-ish. Feels like a legend.
I want a player named Goof Cowley.
Goof Cowley?
Yeah, Goof Cowley.
Stop it. Okay, so Jesse laughed
Pluto
at that
Dogley.
Stop. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting kind of stuff happening, and we're excited to get into it. But does it feel real yet, or are you kind of just...
No.
Yeah.
Well, and also I haven't left yet.
Yeah, you're still going to be doing videos for them until when?
The day the cup is awarded.
Wow. So the day that Matthew Tkachuk lifts the cup over his head.
And slams it down on a defenseless puppy. Yes. Because that's what he would do.
I like that.
And it will be cheered.
So 2 Vegas wins from now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
Do you... Okay.